I saw a reaction.
YouTube over here, good.
Yeah.
What's happening, y'all?
Well,
we good.
We good on Instagram.
All right, we good.
We good. All right.
So you asking me about that? So
ask me. What you want to ask me? What you want to ask me? Get it off you. I'm on my red wine.
What's a good gift? What's a good gift for your spouse for their birthday? Is it only material stuff, or should it have some level of experience too?
It should be both.
Got it.
Because I would love that. I would love to have the experience part because you put effort into it. That means you care for me. You paid attention to what I like. Like how your wife did you. She jumped you in the car, drove you around, and I saw you knowing you. No, babe, I'm gonna drive. Coming from Full Season because I know you. Yeah. Because she probably fussing at you like, no, I'm gonna drive as your day. Yeah. But it's more about the experience part that a lot of people getting away from. Like the experience is the best thing. Like don't just
gonna remember.
Because the material, like I'm cool with the material. I really don't want the material, but I want the experiences. And on top of that, I wanted the experience with you.
Yeah. Because think
about just being in your presence.
Think about how many gifts do you remember getting and what you got them for?
Right.
I'm serious. I'm asking you really. Like, what's the last, like, eliminate the last 2 years. Before that, what gifts do you remember getting?
I remember getting a fake polo before from the gas station.
Dude, wow.
You
got a fake polo?
You asked me a question.
You remember it because it was a bad gift.
It was a bad gift.
That's what I'm saying. You remember it because it was a bad gift.
It was a bad gift.
They knew it was fake.
I got a gas station Kango from Happy Food.
Wait. The person knew it was a fake polo?
I don't think they knew it was fake.
Ooh.
I'm not going to judge that on them.
Did y'all keep dating?
They just, no.
Oh, Lord. Thank you, Kiki82.
Because
we had a good time that day, too.
They have a lot of people out here, G, that don't really know. They don't pay attention to their spouse. Because they're so busy, caught up in selfishness and making sure they get their needs, so they don't know how to give.
Yeah.
They have good intentions, but don't play on my top like that. Don't give me nothing fake. I ain't going to get you nothing fake. I'm going to cover my seat. Yeah.
And then a polo.
Yeah, this is like over 10 years ago, but I remember.
I get it.
You asked me a question, and I remember.
But so you only remember none of, you probably got good gifts since then, I'm sure. Yeah, you remember any experiences around your birthday?
I remember just going to dinner, like things like that. Like I'm so tired of going out to eat because I go out to eat all during the year with family and friends. For this to where I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
I don't want to go out to eat no more. I know. Let's try a different experience. We got a special guest coming in, Adrell Jones. Y'all welcome Adrell. This is the boss lady of the family.
So
we're bringing a woman on tonight.
So don't trip over nothing.
Come sit down.
Jump around.
Come sit down. Get it from a woman's perspective.
Yeah, we don't usually have that.
Come get in the middle because they saw my face already.
We don't usually have that.
They want to see you.
Don't eat our snacks, bro.
Y'all don't have no drink for me?
We ain't got that. We just got a bottle. We gotta drop it. What would you rather for your birthday? I can't answer that. Would you rather a gift or experience? We need to go talk about that.
Can I just get the money?
So that's a gift.
Yeah.
For her.
Do you think most women would just rather money?
But to the person that said she don't mind going to Starbucks on her first date, she just want the money.
Look. It's Nola for me said maybe the person didn't know it was fake. See?
No, I say they probably didn't. That's why I say they got good intention. They probably didn't know.
So he got a fake polo
for his birthday.
1 year. But that's the only gift he remembered. That's why I was advocating.
Remember because it was bad?
Experience it. You don't really remember gifts. People don't remember gifts. Do you remember what's the last birthday experience you remember?
That you didn't do for yourself.
When my sister took me to the Bahamas.
We went to the Bahamas. You see what I'm saying?
To the Bahamas for her birthday. But
we had a great time. We hit the Bahamas. We hit the yacht. We did everything.
But I'm easy as it relates to gifts, though.
You're not gonna remember $1
perfect, but I will remember a book.
Okay. But that's more sentimental.
I will remember a book. I would actually value a book.
Okay.
More than I would value a purse or some shoes.
But check it out. Let me get that, G.
Okay.
She remember that book because somebody bought her books for her the other day.
I was in Barnes and Noble.
I hope she got the number.
And
she got the number.
He gave me.
He shot his shot with a book.
I did not give him.
That's a good place to meet.
He bought 2 books.
He bought 2 books.
Y'all, so that's a tip. Y'all want to meet somebody? Barnes and Noble.
He bought my books. He saw me thumbing through the books, and he came back and found me. Said, "Did you find one?" And I said, I found two. Well, I said no. And then he said, if you find one, I'm going to pay for it.
All right.
And he bought my books. He gave me his card. I don't remember his name. And I did not give him my phone number. But I thought it was sweet.
Man.
That probably was the guy right there.
It was.
That was it.
How you know?
What's happening,
You
y'all?
bought your books.
Get some shout outs.
Yeah,
What's up, Rod Nice?
That wasn't it.
Courtney B, Ambitious E-Class, Jock
That wasn't it.
That was it.
Ray and the girls. What's happening, y'all? Thanks for hanging out with us. Mr. LeBlanc is with Bit hanging out with us. She up here eating our cake. You got questions for us?
Who,
How
me?
about that? Yeah. As a guest, you got a question for us?
I do have questions.
What's going on? Because she was over there,
What questions you
over
got
there
for
with
us?
her hands on her hip.
This is all impromptu. She won't come hang out.
Yeah.
And now
I
she
do
got
have
questions for us. Questions, conversations from a male perspective. You see what I'm saying?
I had a guy who told me before.
Give her a little space.
I had a guy who told me before.
You're so short, bro.
Be quiet. I had a guy who told me before that men don't really want successful women.
Okay.
He said a woman has a choice. Either you're going to have a family and a husband,
Okay.
or you're going to be successful. Because he said that if you have everything and you can do everything, then what am I here for? And my response was, I thought y'all said y'all want successful, strong women. And he said, we don't really want that. Is that true?
You want to answer that?
I want a successful woman. Me and my friend actually have an argument about this because she said I stay focused on degrees. Dating a woman with a degree or something like that. Like I'm like, no, that's a plus.
Okay.
Like, but some men just want to be in control. A man who don't want a successful woman is a man that want to be in control.
Okay.
That he can't control that woman because he know that woman had the potential to be better than him. Because
Gotcha.
she probably already better than him. But if you have a woman that's like that, that's the woman you want and need because she gonna put you on other things and bring you up to another level that you thought you would never be at.
Yeah.
Men be intimidated by women who are successful, in my opinion. Me personally, I'm not intimidated. Look, we gonna ride this train together and we going to the top.
Yeah.
I have the ambition. I'm focused. I'm willing to listen to you, and I'm willing for you to take charge of certain situations. Even though I'm the head, by me being a man, and I understand men would say that you the head, you got to be a head at all times. But I'm willing to listen to a woman that has a voice and have a portfolio that she's successful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I need to get to where you at.
Yeah.
And I'm almost there, but I just need a little polishing up because women are more mature than men in certain areas. Men got to learn how to listen, fall back, listen, let your shorty do what she do.
Yeah, and push you.
Let her push you. Let her do what she do. She gonna push you.
Yeah.
It's all about a man.
So I'm not doomed to be single forever.
No,
you're not
so for me,
so I'm not doomed.
So for me, it's
if I had to choose.
No, for me, I have a similar answer, but for me, I'm not looking for. For me, I'm not looking for someone to have it all together or not. It's if you got the mindset, if you haven't made it, like you may be in that building phase. If you haven't made it, let's build together as long as you got the right mindset. Okay. If you have made it already, that does not intimidate a strong man.
Okay. That's you too. You see it?
Yeah, I see it. That does not intimidate a strong man. A woman that's successful shows that she can build something. Okay. So the ability to build with you is just a plus. Now it's two people instead of you building by yourself.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's what I
the challenge comes in oftentimes when you find a successful woman and a man that is not or has not built something himself. So he doesn't know how to partner with somebody in order to be able to build together because he has to be the one to be in control. And oftentimes when you get, it's like you get somebody who I would guarantee that somebody who is successful and can't handle a successful woman needs to be in a certain position on their jobs and they whatever in their careers, all that, because they can't handle any level of authority. When you're comfortable with yourself, there's a thing called mutual submission. I can submit to any level of authority if we're trying to get to a certain place. Okay. So
and that's why
I think a strong man.
And that's why that man that's like that, he's single and he broke. Yeah. And not just broke with money, broke in his character, broke in his self-esteem. Yeah. Like when you get in a partnership or collaboration, it brings a lot. The Bible even speaks about two or more. Yeah. Everything is a partnership. Yeah. Two. Go back to the principle, go back to the foundation where it all started, being in two. Yeah. So it is hope for a successful woman like you.
Yeah,
because there are men out here.
And they have a lot of women that are older, and not old at all, but I mean, at past 30s, I think women start getting to the place where, like, man, is there hope? Basically, like you asking that I will find somebody, but when you have high standards, it's like I don't want to. I would rather be single than settle.
Yeah.
And you don't want to cut your standards just to settle, and now you're unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
You are more oftentimes happy and single than settled and stuck in something that you can't get out of.
Right.
What advice do you have for people that are old, that are 30 plus and are still single? Women.
Don't settle.
Don't settle.
I'm very uncompromising.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I'm 44.
Mm-hmm.
At this point in my life, if I was going to settle, I would have done that a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't. At this point, I'm not.
Not
I have no reason to. Like, I don't need your money.
Yeah.
Like, I've created the life that I wanted by myself already. So at this point, I'm not about to settle, nor am I going to shrink for you to be here. Gotcha. I buy my own person.
Yeah.
Shucks. I've frozen my eggs at this point. I'm gonna make my own baby.
I didn't even know all that, but
I mean, I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Like because there's things that women tend to settle for.
Yeah, yeah.
For some women, if you want a baby, I'm just gonna have a baby for you, whatever. Men ask women for child support these days.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's true.
Yes. You see what she said. Huh?
What?
So
Andrea's hard.
What's the difference between having standards?
You know
what's the difference between having?
I'm not hard.
Remind to follow just Jocin on all platforms. What's the difference between having standards and being hard on men?
What does being hard mean?
Right. Meaning, okay, when I met my wife, I had a list, of course. Mm-hmm. That's your quote unquote standards. But if she didn't meet every one of them, that doesn't mean I X'd her out. Is there certain things that are like, because we always talk about white, yellow, and red flags. Right. Certain things that are like red flags that to the average person, like, man, you tripping, but they're in your standards.
Well, for me, there's a whole bunch of things that people are like, you tripping.
Yeah.
But
it's a red flag for you. Yeah.
For example, I don't date men with children.
Okay.
I don't date men with children. I don't.
And why is that?
I don't have children. And
but you love children.
I do.
For the record, I definitely love children.
Absolutely.
Starting their own school. If
I
you have
love
kids,
but
the Jones Academy for girls.
No, but I don't date men with children because I think it compromises the quality of my life.
Okay.
I don't have children.
Okay.
So, for example, if I want to go to Disney World for Christmas and this is your Christmas with your children, or you just want to see your children for Christmas, we can't go.
Got it.
It just compromises the quality of my life.
Of the relationship that you want to have with the person.
And that is my thing. And there are some areas at this point I will bend on. Like if you have grown kids, that's a little different. Mm-hmm. But you have a 5-year-old, that ain't gonna work. We ain't gonna be able to do that. I'm not doing that.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Andrea.
What's up, Mona?
Woman on this show. Why do they say women who are 35 and older are single and crazy? Why they address women like that? That's crazy.
No idea.
Probably. Are you crazy?
Am I crazy?
Do they have like hidden red flags that we need to be paying attention to that may not come up? That sounds like a crazy.
What's crazy?
What?
What's crazy?
What's crazy?
Hold on. I block people.
Okay.
I will block you in a minute. Like, is that crazy?
Man.
Some people would say it's crazy, but you say the wrong thing. I'm subject to block you.
But that's because your tolerance is so.
But there are people who would say that that's crazy.
Man,
my tolerance for bullshit is just not there.
Okay.
So I'm not even about to go back and forth with you.
And I think people focus so much on the negative.
Yeah.
So we don't even want to try to see the positive. She's single for a reason because she ain't taking no bullshit. So if I'm gonna go at this woman,
so I'm crazy,
I need to step my game up.
Yeah.
But
you're not crazy. That's what I'm saying. If I take it positive, it's cool to be crazy.
Yeah.
Because crazy mean I'm gonna stay on your ass to make sure you get this shit done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay on your ass to make sure you don't play with my emotions, play with my feelings.
But that's a different kind of crazy though. See,
so
I'm thinking like
crazy meaning you.
No, I heard Sarah J.
You think your shit don't stink?
No, I don't think that. No, meaning crazy meaning like there's some things in the closet that she ain't really showing you until she get locked in. But
as what? What's the example?
It could be.
I'm trying to get the example.
It could be a little stalkerish. It could be she may have money issues that she's not really
But
telling you
crazy?
about. It, I mean,
That
not crazy. I mean, issues.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Traumas. Okay.
I'm checking the phone.
You checking the phone. You got jealousy issues. You have
who that woman is you spoke to. Damn, sister. Damn, that's like that's crazy. That's crazy.
And when I say they also have women that are like, okay, I need you to pay for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you know what I mean? Like everything.
Some conversations.
When they say controlling.
I think some conversations, honestly, should be had at the start.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I come out the door asking certain questions. I come out the door laying certain things on the table. So we're not even about to do this song and dance.
Yeah.
We gonna start here.
Start here.
Let's start here. So we ain't no guessing.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, she's Keeney said, "Crazy from you means if you don't accept my boundaries." You don't accept my boundaries. So
I stand this hard.
Yeah. I think I heard this today. Somebody asked Sarah Jakes, "What's one of the first questions that you should ask when dating?" Mm-hmm. She said, "What's the most traumatic experience that you've been through, and what's the residual effects right now that you're still dealing with?" That way, I can know what areas that you still need to heal with. And I can help you along that journey, so I'm not blind to it when it come up. You know what I'm saying? Some people been through sexual issues, sexual abuse, physical, financial abuse, all of those things, cheated on, all of those. So if I get to know that early on, I already can get a glimpse of what your crazy is. You know what I'm saying? What your crazy might be,
or that's his trauma.
But the problem is, we get in this phase caught up in the liking people, and we never get to know the real crazy. We get the liking. Oh, she fine, she look good. We sleep together. This, that. He buying me this. He whining and whining and dining me, and you never get to that phase
until one day he punch you in your face.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. He punched the wall. You like, oh, he fine, but he get angry. If he punched the waiter, he'll punch you too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like we excuse those things because we infatuated with the temporary, instead of really getting to know the long term, and then we'll be able to decide if we really want to stay. Now, she enjoying our popcorn and stuff.
Well, I'm answering your question. You said, what are some red flags? Like jealousy?
Okay.
That's kind of red flag.
You're Keem said.
What
will cause somebody to get blocked?
Oh, for me?
Yeah. If you're dating somebody,
it don't take much.
What cause somebody to get blocked?
It don't take much. My tolerance.
John Baptiste 77.
My tolerance is
that's my childhood friend.
Not there.
Okay.
And again, I have to be honest, full transparency. I think my response to some things is a part of my personal trauma.
Okay. Blocking. You block people when they don't meet a certain thing.
I have abandonment challenge. So if it looks to me
that it's not gonna work out, you rather abandon them.
I will leave
before they abandon you.
I will leave you long before
so that you don't have to deal with the abandonment triggers and trauma.
I will leave you long before you leave me.
Okay.
I'll leave you long before you leave me.
So they never actually get an opportunity.
Not necessarily. But I would probably leave you long before you leave me.
So is that an area of trauma that you may need to deal with?
Sometimes. What?
Sometimes. That sometimes.
Well, because what it does for me, though.
If you're aware of the abandonment issues.
Well, what it does for me, I'm not about to stay. I'm not about to see what happens next.
Okay.
I recognize the red flags from the beginning because I know what it looks like.
Right. Okay.
So I'm not about to sit around and see. Maybe that's it. I'm not gonna call it a yellow flag when I know it's a red one. I know a red flag. You have to know a red flag for you when you see.
Do you think everyone should have the same red flags?
I don't think everybody has the same red flags, but some things should be red flags across the board.
And what are those things?
Yeah, what are those?
If he's somebody who's violent, somebody who's inconsistent, somebody who's manipulative, somebody who's narcissistic, somebody who's controlling, those should be red flags coming out the door. And you can't take something like that and call it something else. You call it what it is.
Yeah, right.
You call it what it is because you trying to call it something other than that, going to end up with you in a bad situation. It's going to end up with you beat up. It's going to end up with you stalked. It's going to possibly end up with you dead. It's going to end up with your credit bad. It's going to end up with your money taken. I mean, those are things like
we talked about the credit last week.
You have to put red flags what it is.
Yeah.
I think at a certain age, I'm too old to date your potential. At a certain age, potential, I'm done with that.
You need proof. You done
no,
with
at
potential.
this point, if you're not who you're gonna be, who you supposed to be, you ain't gonna get there.
Right.
I'm so, for me.
Yeah.
Now, in our 20s,
you're not really gonna take the risk to let potential.
In our 20s, we could play about potential.
You think 20s? You don't think?
I think in your 20s.
I say 30s.
Yeah, I think 30.
No, I'm saying in our 20s, even 30s.
No,
30s.
20, he trying to
over 35.
35.
Over 35.
You need to be close to producing the product.
But what is potential?
What you could possibly be. Me seeing the good in you, and me, I think sometimes it's creating a vision or illusion of what you think a person could be. Because sometimes you could see something, because you could have your idea of what it is that you want. And you meet this guy and he's cute and he check a whole bunch of other boxes, but you call something, he's a little rough around the edges. Right? But my position is, and at this point, it's from experience. If at a certain age you haven't gotten to where you're going, it's no longer potential at this point. You don't want it.
Got it.
You don't want it. And if at 40 something years old you don't have it, you don't want it, there's literally nothing I can do to make you want it. And at that point, you become dead weight to me. And now I'm dragging you. And you want me. I've had guys who loved the idea of me, but they did not like me.
So y'all, we're talking about dating over 30. What's a red flag? When do you cut somebody off? Because our drop-in host, she blocks you in 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So we get into the trauma, the triggers, and how she can get over that triumphant maybe. Just maybe.
I've actually written a whole book about it. I wrote a whole book about it to teach other people to do it.
Is it built up from trauma that you don't want to deal with nobody with potential? Well, in the first couple of months, you're not going to know. You want to ask him his career, what he doing?
What are your goals?
And he
what's your
because the person can fool you because they see
a
person can fool you now.
You can't fool me.
A person can't fool you.
They have people talk a good game.
People do run a good game.
If I don't see the fruit,
if
I don't see the fruit in your life already at a certain age, you full of crap. If I don't see the fruit, you full of crap.
And are you talking about people, maybe they had fruit and they fell off, maybe something happened.
Now, if there's a person who, let's say you had a lot going on and you were doing well, and I don't know, you had a divorce and you lost everything in your divorce. That's different. But if there've never been fruit, we go down the history of your life and you've been talking about what you gonna do since you was 22 and you 43. Look at
Kiki82 says situations vary. Some people may be starting over. Also, it's Nola for me said dating potential is a no, a straight up no.
At a certain age,
what's up, Sherrod? That's my sister right there.
What's up, Sherrod?
Sherrod, that's my sister right there.
That's
my only sister.
So we get it.
What's the next question? What we got? What we got next?
Okay,
next question.
And I'm different. You got to understand my tolerance. And
this is for you, Z.
What you got?
And then you gotta jump into it.
Okay.
Would you date somebody?
No.
No. That's either abstinent or celibate.
Would I date somebody that's abstinent or celibate?
Yeah.
It depends on what state I am at that time.
Yeah.
You know, I love Hennessy. I love red wine. You know, I get hot every now and then.
Okay.
You know.
Wait.
Did you get hot?
You asked me a question. You want me to answer the question?
That boy said hot. Very good.
Can I answer the question?
Put it in the camera. That boy said, I get hot every now and then. Keep going.
You ask the question. This is for the content, right? This for our people, right? Ask me the question again.
The question is, would you date somebody that's practicing abstinence or that's celibate?
The life I'm at right now, and it depends on the state, but at this present time, I like red wine, I like Hennessy, I like to go out every now and then, and I get hot. So that's your question.
Not right now.
70% of it is I'm probably not gonna date somebody that's like that.
Because you're not gonna succeed.
I'm not gonna succeed. We're gonna get in an argument.
You're gonna get hot.
And because
you gonna pressure them.
Sex is an emotion.
Okay.
If I come at you,
is an emotion.
If I come at you like that, that means I'm into you.
Okay.
I just don't deal with somebody just to fuck them for a one night stand.
Okay. Bloop.
If I'm dealing with you, I'm dealing with you for a reason.
Okay.
I'm into you. I want to get to know you. So if you have my attention, you better take that as an honor because I don't do that much.
Gotcha.
So when you have it, don't waste it.
Gotcha.
And know that I want to build and I want to get in the future where I want to get to the point where I want to have a wife.
Gotcha.
So I'm not just dating just to have fun and just to Jocin. I'm dating with you with potential to get married. If that's you.
Got it.
So 9 out of 10, if I'm feeling you, 9 out of 10, I'm gonna be into you. If it's me kissing you in public at the bar, holding hands, going whatever, like I'm gonna do that. But at this moment in my life, being 38 and drinking this way around right now,
that means tonight
somebody gonna get it.
Somebody gonna have a great AM. Get your hats.
Dating with a purpose. That's what it's called. I'm dating with a purpose.
Balance Living Podcast.
If
you want a great AM, people, that boy say he drank with it and get hot. Beyond Nicole said hello. He was real on there. You know what I'm saying?
Like I had to leave the Moscato. Look, I was on a couple of weeks back. I was like, man, this Moscato did me something different.
Kiki 82, you don't play with that. Kiki 82 said, if you like her enough, you will. Mr. LeBlanc 504 said that shows discipline.
My brother.
Kiki 82 said Hennessy equals hot. You gonna be hot, boy. What I'm saying? Okay, what you thinking, Dred?
Well, that's hot. I'm celibate. Very, very, very.
Yeah, she's celibate.
Very celibate.
This mic on. She's celibate.
You celibate because you single, or you celibate by church? What it is?
I'm celibate my choice.
That's a good question.
I'm very, very celibate. But I come out the door. I lead with that. I lead with it because I need you to know where I am. This is what it is. This is where I am. I'm about 10 years celibate. It ain't happening. It's just not happening. And I mean so much. If you try, we done. And I lead with that. Now, I often meet guys. I meet 3 different ones.
Okay.
I meet one who usually think I'm lying.
Okay.
One I meet who's lying, and he's saying he won't see if you know if I'm lying. Because people lie and say that, so he won't see if I'm lying. He won't test and see if I'm lying. He find out that I'm not lying, and he usually leaves.
Gotcha.
But then I find the one who thinks I may very well be telling the truth, but he thinks he gonna be the one to change my mind. When he find out he can't, I usually get rid of him too when he tries. But then I have many who are very honest, like I can't do that. And I respect that, and we stay cool.
Yeah.
I've had many who've tried. I've dated multiple guys who were okay with it. Because my position is my position, because I'm so much more than that.
Right.
And that's lanyard. Sex is lanyard.
I heard.
What you heard?
When you don't get the yeah with the yeah with the yeah, that's in a draw of that craziness and build up a lot of tension.
With the
you got a lot of. That's why you got a lot of tension.
No, actually, I think at this point in my life, I don't bother it, and it don't bother me. I don't bother it, don't bother me.
The next question on today's show is.
Don't bother me.
Where's the next question, G?
Hey,
where's the next
y'all with it?
I mean, you asked.
Y'all got some comments about that.
I got a
y'all date somebody that's celibate?
I got a question for you.
Why they asking me questions?
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
How do you know how to be a husband?
How do I know that? That's a good question, man. How do I know how to be a husband? So I think it's the same. I would answer that question and answer it twofold. I know how to be a husband and a father. I learned it the same way. I learned it because, oh man, hold on. 1 second, y'all. I learned it by watch your step right there.
We go.
By watching other people who either did the right thing or the wrong thing. So as I watched other people, I learned what to do and what not to do. So if they did something that wasn't okay, I'm like, okay, that's a good quality, but this is not something. This is something that I'm not gonna do. So I would watch people and like I had a mentor and he had a family. He would take me around his family, et cetera, et cetera. So that was a way that I was able to learn what to do. You know, like I saw him, how he treated his kids, how he treated his wife. And I was able to learn how you're able to deal with a household, feed them, provide food for them when his wife would work, etc. So I was able to see another side because my daddy wasn't in the house, you know, and my father wasn't in the house since I was 3. So that was a way I saw someone being a husband and I saw them being a father. And then even though there were things that maybe even he did that I wasn't fond of, or other men did that I wasn't fond of, I watch both sides of other people and I see, okay, I took the good traits and try to apply that. And then I took the bad traits and say, okay, those are things I'm not going to do. For me also, I had a lot of like on the job training, you know what I'm saying? I am definitely I'm in my second marriage. I'm definitely not the husband I am in this marriage that I was in my last. I'm much better. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to learn. If you go through anything like divorce or whatever, and you don't learn from your own mistakes, if you just sitting there blaming the other person, you're going to go into something else and you're going to have the same results because you haven't learned your own mistakes. And in any situation, it takes two. It never is one person that results in any failure or traumatic event. So I did a lot of reflection, a lot of counseling on the things that I caused in my last marriage and even as a father. Even as a father, I learned on the job because I was 24 when I became a father. And the father I am now, I got a 2-year-old, y'all. And it's like, man, look, you can do whatever you want. I'm not about to holler over that.
So that being said, how do you think your spouse view you?
How do I think my spouse? I think because
she thinks he's amazing.
Because she too has been through a divorce. You know what I'm saying? I think oftentimes when you go through one situation, it enables you to really sift through any foolishness. So when I started dating again, I was able to sift through the foolishness. I'm like, look, this red flag, this a red flag. Like you said, you've been in this 10 years. It's like, I'm not about to waste the time that I've invested, the lessons that I've learned, and put up with stuff that I know not gonna work. Right. So if the red flag was showing up top, okay, we're not talking, we're not doing nothing. So even when I met my wife, we immediately were able to click and see, okay, this is gonna work. So for her, I think in hindsight, she's able to look at me and see and appreciate who I am as a man, as a father, as a husband, based on her previous experiences. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you gotta total up everything from the point that you started dating, even as a child, up to now. All of that is life experiences that you take into your current situation. And so even for me, looking at her in totality, I wouldn't ask for a better wife, spouse, partner, because we've kind of been through so much together and we've helped each other heal in places that we've realized were traumatic for us.
Yeah, I like that. I
got a question. Record and say this. Jarrell is an amazing husband. Mm-hmm. Like they don't make him like you. Like they really they don't make them like him.
You know, I don't like all that.
It's true.
What happens is that you missed that. You were late. We're gonna come back to it. So we answered sex being a birthday gift. We answered that at the top, but we're gonna come back to that and answer that again.
But I got a question for Andrea. Do you date outside of your tax bracket?
Do you date outside of your tax bracket?
That is the question. That is the question.
I could. What I've learned from experience, though, if it's usually more of a challenge for them than it is for me. Because in their mind, I can't give you the lifestyle that you like. I can't live up to what it is that you want. When the reality is, I'm not looking for that.
Gotcha.
I'm not looking for that. So yes, I will. I would. Preferably not, but I would. Gotcha. If he's if he's a good guy, like I would.
You would?
Yeah, definitely would.
And I got another question for you because you're the special guest. How does today men feel about a woman shooting a shot? Do you shoot your shot on men? What?
What? I'm a bad flirt.
You're a bad flirt?
You're a teaser.
They say I'm a horrible flirt. There was this guy I liked.
Okay.
And I used to bring him cupcakes. He shared an office space with us. And one day he said, I had some cupcakes and I gave him one. He said he liked the cupcakes.
He's bad.
And I was afterwards, like when I bring him cupcakes.
I like him.
What? And I bring him cupcakes.
Like a high school person.
And then finally, I invited him on my birthday ski trip, and he asked me to bring his girlfriend. But he had just met the girl. And I'm like, he said, you never asked no question. He said, I never would have imagined that you liked
exactly.
Why you didn't shoot your shot? By gift. By the gift.
She thought the cupcake was the shot. No,
man. The shot. Your words.
You gotta open your mouth.
And he would come eat off lunch with me in the office.
Man,
I thought I was shooting.
That man was hanging out.
Candace, what you say? See, they got a kick. Mona, I was shooting my shot. This dude said I had no idea you liked me. I'm like,
if everybody who gave you a cupcake you thought liked you, man, you'll be tripping.
But
let me ask this. Okay, let me ask this.
I don't know what else to do. But no, what he said.
Go ahead.
What he said was, based on the standard now that has been set, flirting is something different now. He said most women who trying to flirt with him are trying to screw it.
Yeah.
So because I wasn't making any sexual advances, he had no idea that I liked him. Okay. So if the standard for me flirting is me trying to give you head, you ain't gonna never know.
This mic on. Hold on.
I mean, I bought your cup. I get your cupcakes, and
so the cupcakes you gave.
He wanted cake. I gave him cupcake. He wanted cake.
He wanted cake.
Let me ask you. What do you think when people on social media are like in your DMs, liking your pictures, constant, all of that? Is that a new way of flirting?
That's a new way.
Is that the new cupcake?
That's the new way.
I don't know.
That's a new way. That's a new way of flirting.
Have you started talking to people?
She don't know because she's not on social media like that.
Okay.
When she get on social media, she's doing it for business. And she off.
So as a man, if you liking somebody's pictures,
if I'm liking your pictures and you see 30 pictures and like
that's weird
in a row
at one time.
That's so weird to me. That's so weird.
It's weird to you, but
so why he can't just say so? Why he can't just say, "Hey,
some women are not approachable.
Your pictures are beautiful."
Some women look mean.
That's enough to make me block.
Some women look mean.
So if you go like 30 pictures,
I'm
is your expectation that they gonna come back and be like, "Thank you for liking my pictures"?
Sometimes they do. If it worked for you before, G, you're gonna keep on doing that same method.
I would probably block you. That seems stalkerish and weird. Like now, they got guys in my DMs. They send me a friend request. I answer the request. Here they go. Hey, blah 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 blah. What?
The line is, if she not answering the DM, bro,
right now,
responding to your likes, bro, you don't need to keep liking her pictures. So that's the new thing. I got a question for you.
What response you gonna get to your like? If you like that picture,
thank you for liking my picture.
Hi there. I couldn't help but notice your smile is so warm and welcoming. You seem like a God-fearing woman.
And what you say?
Nothing. I didn't respond.
That's flirting.
That's flirting.
And that man shot his shot.
I got a question for you. For special guests.
Okay.
What should women expect from men?
What should women expect from men?
In terms of what?
Dating, friendship, relationship, marriage.
Expect like what?
What you expect from a man?
What are your top priorities of expectations? What are your top expectations?
Somebody that I'm dating?
Yes, dating. You are in the dating phase.
Dating phase, yeah.
Yeah, you're in the dating phase.
Expect.
How dating? Where dating? Where dating? Where dating? Because if I just met you, my expectation.
Y'all dating. Y'all
if
friends.
I just met you, my expectation.
Y'all done went past the first 4-5 dates.
Okay, so on a basic level of initial dating,
I expect respect.
It's respect.
I expect respect. I respect kindness. But that is the basic. I expect that you open my door.
Okay.
I expect that you pull out chairs.
A gentleman.
I expect at the beginning, if for me, don't curse me. Don't curse with me. Don't curse around because I'm not gonna curse around you because I don't want to create a space of disrespect. I don't want us to interact like that. So I'm gonna tell you in the beginning, watch him up.
So on the initial phase, your expectation is respect.
Respect.
So after y'all get on continuous dating, what's your expectation? Support.
In terms of support, not necessarily.
Okay, there we go.
If I need to be, if I'm having a bad day.
Okay.
I expect you to be thoughtful. To say, oh, let's go have a drink. Oh, let's do lunch. Oh, send me flowers. If I tell you I have this thing going on or whatever, and I've talked about it, be thoughtful. Offer support. Sure. Sometimes give me a hug. Just give me a hug.
So you want a hug?
I'm saying,
sometimes a hug is good.
Or send me to the spot. Send me to the spot.
A hug is good.
What if he book y'all a couples massage? You'll do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's thoughtful without me asking.
And I got a question.
Without me asking.
And I have to add on to that. So what Monet wants to talk about is sex a birthday gift.
For who?
Is sex a birthday gift?
For your husband?
If you dating. If you were not celibate.
No.
If you were not celibate, is that an acceptable gift?
No.
No.
No, that no.
What if he took you across the world and then be like, okay, I bought you around here, and
now you want me to have sex with you
for your birthday?
This is a romance.
For your birthday.
I did dinner. Took you to Switzerland. Got the hotel. Did all of that. Set up the evening.
And we're together.
Private dinner. All of those things
together. Whatever.
Boom, 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 boom.
Is that enough for me to change my celibate situation? No.
Why it's not?
Why would I?
I'm asking why. Answer the question. You can't answer the question. I'm asking the question.
I'm not for sale.
So for your answer,
what if?
But I'm not for sale. I'm celibate.
Expressing itself.
I'm celibate. I'm not for sale. So there's nothing that you can give me or do for me.
So you're not
celibate here, celibate.
You celibate in Louisiana, in America.
I thought it was only in America.
No, I'm not for sale.
Kiki82 said hugs.
Why you
hugs are important.
Why you like that?
Why
what made you get into that lifestyle?
The truth is, when I was younger, I had a boyfriend. I had one boyfriend.
Okay.
And my boyfriend was wise beyond his years. I can't lie. He was wise beyond his years. Back then, my friends were kind of wild. And there were things that he told me in terms of how to carry myself and not sleeping with this one. Because he like my friends, a lot of them were less fortunate than me. So they would sleep with dudes for shoes, tennis shoes and stuff like that. And not that I ever had that to do, but he did say, them shoes gonna get old one day. You're gonna give away something that you can't never get back. And because I had the same boyfriend from like 14 to 19, I didn't get that whole wild out sleep with a bunch of dudes phase. And then I went away and came back, and by the time I got back, all of the guys that I grew up with, we were all grown then. And they had such a level of respect for me because I mean, I handled myself for certain when I was younger. As I got older, I do business in New Orleans. New Orleans is a very small place.
Yeah.
I do business with a lot of men.
Yeah.
It's difficult for me to walk into the room and command the respect that I deserve if I've slept with 4 y'all. Man. And so I appreciate
or if you slept with one and
whatever situation.
Yeah.
I appreciate I appreciate the respect that I get when I walk into rooms because I ain't never slept with none of y'all. There's nothing you could ever say about me. And honestly, at this point, it's fun because
you like the challenge?
No, I like what I hear they say about me.
Yeah.
At this point.
Gotcha. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about
it. Podcast. That's my people. That's my girl. She said it's strange to expect sex because you did something nice for someone. Seems like it's more of an exchange.
Yeah,
I like that. Let's talk about it. Podcast. Make sure y'all follow up. That's good people over there. Good people.
Yeah, at this point, they say.
So what should for the married people? What should the expectation of sex be in marriage?
I mean, at that point,
3-4 days a week. Yeah.
Z said 3-4 days a week.
It depends on who the person is.
What you mean? It depends on the person.
How you?
Because you said it already early in the show.
For me,
right?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
It's that conversation.
No. What I'm saying
is like 3 days
of
the week.
I feel like
you said like 3 days of the week because
both persons, they might have different drives. Y'all gotta say 3 days, right? You gotta figure out what works.
You said 3 days, right?
Yes, 3 days. All right, 3 days.
I don't want.
I don't mean.
Oh my God.
I don't mean no 3 times. I don't mean 3 times.
I got it.
You're not about to 3 times.
I got a question.
3 days.
I got a question. That's
3 separate 24-hour shifts.
I got a question. For my sister.
Please change the subject.
How do you balance your faith with your daily responsibility?
How you jump to that question?
I appreciate the. I appreciate the.
How you balance? How do you
That's
balance
my
your
producer.
faith?
I gotta look up for
you
my
were traumatizing me.
How do you balance your faith with your daily life
responsibility?
So for me,
obligation.
I don't look at my faith in my life as a balance. I look at it as really harmony because for me, I carry my faith in every part of my life. You know what I'm saying? So even when I wake up, it's about your spiritual habits, your spiritual disciplines. When I wake up, I'm praying before I look into something else. Because my first thing used to be I'm looking at my bank accounts, which I do all day. But the first thing I started practicing before I go into another area of my phone, I'm reading scripture in my phone. So I got YouVersion on my phone. I'm reading it. I'm checking it. So before I do anything, I'm putting my faith first. and then I'm praying, I'm meditating, and then in any situation, when you learn to practice giving everything to God, you start including him in everywhere and every aspect of your life. So it's not a balance, it's more of an inclusion for me.
Mm-hmm. You got something to say about that?
How do you balance faith and your daily living?
Because you're always on the go.
I talk to God like I talk to my friends.
Yeah.
I have to.
Yeah.
Because many times, like, I don't have, my life doesn't work in such a way where I could designate time to sit in a prayer closet for 3 hours. I don't have that kind of time. So for me, I've created a relationship with God where I talk to God like I talk to my friends. I'm literally getting dressed talking. I talk to God like I talk to you.
Yeah.
I'm driving in my car and I'm having whatever conversation I need to have about whatever I need to have a conversation about. Now sometimes I am in tune enough to know when I do need to stop.
Okay.
And go somewhere and
do a little sila.
Literally spend some time with God.
Okay.
When where it's not necessarily me talking to him, but where I need to hear him. So when I'm in a space where I need to hear you, I'll stop.
Yeah.
I'll stop. Other than that, I talk to God like I talk to everybody else. And I mean, I think I talk to God in such a way that makes people uncomfortable. Because I talk to God like I talk to everybody else. I will literally say anything. Because my thought is God knows what I'm going to say before I say it anyway. And he's not as God is not as sensitive as people like to make him out to be.
Okay.
He can take it. So I give it to him just the way I give it to him.
And he responds.
He responds the way he needs to respond. Like he understands anyway. He already
knows.
That's
your relationship that's
my relationship with God.
And you with your faith.
Yeah, that is my relationship with God.
What do you do, Z? How do you balance your faith and daily life?
That's in my everyday life. Yeah. Like, even with me dating, working, like this past weekend I was doing Uber. That's what I do for a living. Rider share, and I invited 6 guys from Sydney in Australia to church.
That's good, man.
Like it's wherever I'm at,
you sharing.
I let my light shine. And it just and I ain't even say nothing, but it just heard the music on the radio because I play 106.7 every day. And it's like, oh, who the church is? I'm like, oh, I go to this church right here. So it's like it's in my everyday living. Even with me dating, I always send an encouraging word or scripture or everything. So it's just a routine. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's not something that if you put pressure on it and you overthink it, you're not doing it from the heart. It's not genuine.
Gotcha.
But when it's become your lifestyle, it's already in your routine.
Gotcha.
And you're going to feel strange when you get out of routine. So I just put it in my routine to where this is what I do.
Yeah.
And if you dating me, no, this is what it is.
Yeah. And if you, the key too is if we learn to take God, even the simple things, we won't stress when it comes to the big things. You've already taken even the basic. Man, look, I lost my keys. God, look, help me find these keys right quick. You know what I'm saying? I got to be on time. God, work it out to where I can get on time. And if you learn to take him all of those things, I think you'll get used to carrying him in your day-to-day life. Let's jump back to some of these comments. Our previous question, we were talking about sex and marriage, how often you should have it. Kiki82 said, when a woman's life is made soft, she probably gonna want sex more than the man. Happy life, happy wife. I can agree to that. Closure. I can agree to that. When you take the stress off of your partner, woman or man, when you take the stress off your partner, because we don't realize that our sex levels, cortisol level, all of that, when you stress,
you don't have no sex.
That's
the last thing you think.
What? If you got to work a 24-hour shift and you got to do this, man, I don't want you right now.
Let me ask you this. Because some men get addicted to porn, right?
Okay.
Do that affect their sex life?
Okay.
Does it bring trauma?
That boy knows how to jump a question. So what he's asking is, can a porn addiction affect your sex life and traumatize you? For sure, especially if you have a partner, a wife, a spouse. Once you introduce that even for yourself, it can be such a distraction to your attraction to your person that it affects y'all sex life. You know what I'm saying? Because if I've become accustomed to being pleased with this, your physical person will never match what you watching on your phone, on the screen or whatever. It's never gonna line up. Otherwise, you're gonna bring a level of perversion into your home, your partnership, or whatever, your wife. You're gonna bring a level of perversion that is never really gonna line up the way it should be. Because as you gracefully age, y'all should grow together in everything. And what she doing in a minute that's produced, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the minutes that's produced, and she 20 years old. Your 50-year-old wife ain't never gonna be able to hit them flips, skips, and dips. She can't do it. You know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna do it. So you're becoming addicted to something that really you can never have.
You know, that's not even real.
Yeah,
you start to have expectations that are honestly just unreachable.
That's crazy.
Like you said, that's produced.
Yeah, that's produced. I saw that they got this Netflix documentary of this guy who went on one of these live cam shows, and he got addicted to watching the girl on a live cam show. He ended up getting credit cards and scamming his family out of money and all of this just to pay, because you got to pay to live. So much so that he went to rehab, did all of these things. He ended up killing his family just to meet this addiction. So when you go into these spaces and places, you never know what type of thing you're inviting into your life and what type of trauma you're inviting into your life. That's why you got to be cautious. You know what I'm saying?
I have a question.
What's the question?
Would y'all date a woman who was not necessarily a Christian?
Would we date a woman who was not a Christian?
You want to answer?
You answer that first. I'm in the dating. I'm in the dating. Talk about that. Yeah.
No.
I cannot date a woman that's not into church, because we're gonna always be different. Have a difference on certain situations.
But what if she doesn't have any opinion? But I don't go to church. Like, I don't go to church.
I'm
spiritual and not religious.
Is the question more of, do you believe in God?
No, I'm spiritual.
You don't go to church.
I'm spiritual and I'm not religious.
The question is, if she don't go to church.
No, if she's not a Christian woman,
don't believe in God, right?
I don't believe or not. I'm agnostic.
Don't believe in God?
I'm agnostic.
I can't do it.
I don't believe or I don't not believe. I have no opinions.
I'm running for cover.
Okay.
I'm running from the Ninth Ward to Bell Chase.
Okay.
I'm gone. I'm getting away. I'm getting out of Dodge. Because that's a representation of being unequally yoked. Like, you cannot.
But I'm not saying God's not real. And I'm not saying he is either. I don't have no thoughts one way or the other.
No, we can't vibe. Because you ain't gonna want to come to the spot where I love the most. I love church. So you ain't gonna want to go to church with me. So we can't vibe out.
But
that's what I have a passion for.
But she has a passion for yoga, and you don't like yoga.
I love.
But I'm saying, what if you did?
But I'm gonna do yoga.
Church is your hobby, yoga's mine. You go to church, I'm going to yoga. We good?
That person,
all right, but no. Okay.
So here's the thing.
Good question.
And I had this similar conversation today. And I'm gonna go twofold. Most people are whatever religion or spiritual practice they are because their family was that. Okay. Most people are whatever spiritual practice they believe in practice because their family was that. I don't give you Buddhist, whatever, Muslim or whatever.
We got another special guest coming.
Once you get to the place that as a Christian that you actually know Christ, you've experienced it, you've experienced that life, I think there's no questions. I know for me on whether or not I would want somebody outside of that, because I don't want to be swayed any other way. And I want to grow in Christ with somebody that's matching what I'm doing, that we are part. That's where that equally yoke comes in.
So what
that
is
we are being directed?
Because some people are confused that night.
Okay,
on that. What is unequally yoked? Give us a description what it means to you, unequally yoked.
Okay, so we're gonna come to your question. So a yoke is, if you ever seen like a cow and a horse and they got this thing around their neck, it's a yoke, and they use that as a stir to kind of guide whatever it is. That's why I say unequally yoked. So if I got a Christian yoke around my neck and I'm going, God is guiding and directing me in one way, and you got a Muslim yoke on your neck and you going this way, that means we unequally yoked. We going in two different directions.
She Muslim. She said she believes.
She could be whatever. If she agnostic, you talking about going to church, and she like, man, if you and your Jesus could ride out. You know what I'm saying?
What she's saying.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're unequally yoked, that person will always live in a situation where they are not helping you to grow where you need to grow. Okay. So everybody can handle that. If you're in the early phase of Christianity, then yes.
Look, we have another special guest. If you need all your legal affairs, man, make sure you holler at bro. Mr. Jones, make sure you holler at the bro. Bro, introduce yourself to the people. Introduce yourself to the people. Let them know who you are.
My name is Devin Jones.
This the
I do anything y'all need me to do legally. I don't know. I love y'all. I love the Lord.
Get in the iPad. Make sure they see you in the iPad. Make sure they see your face in the iPad.
Call me.
If you did it, call them.
If you didn't do it.
if you
did it,
definitely call them if you did.
Call me.
What you got? What you got, Dre? You about to ask a question.
So I'm a Christian. I love God, but I don't go to church.
Okay.
I don't go
Why
to
you
church.
don't go to church?
I just don't.
Why?
But going to church does not equate to being agnostic.
This is a transparent show. Why you don't go to church?
Okay, gotcha.
This is a
you don't believe in God.
Oh, that's
no. It's not saying you don't believe in God. It's saying I don't believe one. I don't have no thoughts.
This is a transparent show. Why you don't go to church?
Well,
that boy be jumping the question. You see what I'm talking about, huh?
You want
that boy can jump a question.
I don't think that was.
You looked at it online. Maze and had a good word and reposted.
No,
so
I went.
Why
that
you
was,
don't
but
go
that
to
was
church?
work.
That was work, but it's still with church, and you got a good word, and you still got a good word, and you reposted it.
But that was work.
So are you?
But the way that you are,
she doesn't fellowship.
Church.
She doesn't.
Like you said, that's what you enjoy doing. That is not where I am.
Why you don't fellowship?
I like watching church on TV.
You got lazy.
Possibly, or maybe at this point it's just not in alignment with my belief system.
And what's your belief system?
It's a long story.
What's the long story? We got time.
We ain't got time. We can have that's another conversation for another day.
No, we got time right now.
I think COVID built the audience.
Absolutely did.
For
online church.
Online church that's reachable outside of your area. So like
I think it showed us that it was.
Okay.
I will say for a fact, like I struggle to find a church home.
Wait, send me that. Okay.
But like I watch Potter's House, but it's like all type of selection. Like you can find whatever you feel like you in.
And I think COVID showed us that.
Right.
Okay.
And you're exposed to a whole bunch of other preachers, preaching styles, all that type of stuff. So I think, I don't know. I don't see nothing wrong. As long as, so I'll say this. I have had this argument before. They say the antagonists will say that you should go to church because it's like a community thing. It's a fellowship thing. But then the rebut to that argument is like, if the people in that church are not feeding you, but instead are like antagonistic towards you, then it's like, why am I going to that church? Because now it's like, it's not a place of fellowship anymore. It's a place of I'm thinking, I got to think about what I'm going to wear. I got to think about who I'm going to see. I got to think about where I'm going to sit. Before you even get to God, now it's all that's blocked out versus like a person, like a true introvert when it comes into energy, you will sit down, wake up, eat your breakfast, play with your kids. Sermon starts at 9:00. You ready? You watch the sermon. You dive in. You're able to be comfortable. You ain't got to worry about who you looking at. Who looking at you, and then your relationship with God just grows that way.
That's good.
And you can wear your pajamas.
And you can wear your pajamas.
And you could go and fellowship in person and get some clothes on instead of just work.
So
you like wearing suits, right?
Let me ask you a question.
Like wearing
so
suits.
Devin, would you have married or dated someone who wasn't a Christian?
No, I couldn't. To me, it would be awkward. So like, oh, that's my baby.
You see that?
I don't know. So I'll say this. I think it's a thing of like who you are, but it's my relationship with God is too tight like that for me to be. Because like if something happened to me, like say boom, I get a big case, or like I win or something like that. I'm not saying nothing, but that's all God. And if the person I'm saying that to can't register with that, and I can't really get with that. So I kind of struggle with like. So something synonymous to me would be something similar to like a mixed relationship, like a white and a black person.
Okay.
Like, that's a thing. So like when I went to Sacramento in California, that's really all I saw.
Okay.
But it's like when you go to work as a black woman or as a black man, and say it's predominantly white people though, and you have stuff that you want to talk about in any setting of work, you're gonna talk about whatever.
Yeah.
But when you're in that type of setting, there's some white stuff that going that you be like, I don't really deal with that.
Yeah.
How do you go home to your significant other
And
your white husband and be like, I feel like they be profiling me. I feel like I get mistreated. I feel like there's a glass ceiling because I'm this person.
Yeah.
Unless your husband just like,
woke.
Yeah. I don't know, but it's just a weird feeling for me because it's like, how do you do that? So,
you need somebody that's going to be able to relate to what you're saying and the life you're living.
They don't have to exactly be the same.
Exactly.
But I heard y'all talking about yoke, like being equally yoked. So I think about those. What are those fish? I think are they koi fish?
Yeah, like goldfish.
No, the ones where they like kind of intersect and kind of make that. It's like a Chinese sign. I really don't know.
I know what you're talking about.
You know
like
what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Right. So like I think about like people, like my philosophy over like with God, like He puts you on this path.
Okay.
Everybody has their own distinct path. So like for example, your path may be red, mine may be blue, hers may be yellow. But our paths intersect at certain points. So like when you're trying to find a significant other, it doesn't have to be y'all running that same race.
Yeah.
Like they have to run that same race with you. It's like you have to be able to like, I do my thing, you do your thing, and we kind of just
and y'all are supporting, providing, loving.
But you can't. Well, that's a no-go on the Christianity.
I think for me
that would be
a block because it's like I can't talk about what I want to talk about with you, so I gotta like block that out. Like I feel like if I can't be my
so I had this question. I mean, I had this comment for someone just last night too, very similar. They said that oftentimes people who are Christian can't go to non-Christian therapists because at that point they have to explain all the reasons based on their faith that they do everything they do. Okay, I do this. Why? Because God said. And the person like, okay, did you hear God? Like what happened?
Like
you know what I'm saying? Exactly. So it's like it's a challenge often when you have somebody not. Oftentimes in that situation, I can see why it can't be necessary to get somebody that's objective. But in a relationship, when you are supposed to be on the same path, that person will often stifle you more than push you to where you're going because there's gonna be more resistance because you have to explain and it's more of a pull than a partnership.
But what if it's not? I say all the time, and again, I'm very transparent about it. Pascal's wager saved me.
Okay.
For a long time.
Pascal's wager is what she said. Tell the people what Pascal's wager is.
A theory that basically says that it's better to believe in God than not to believe in God. If you believe in God and God doesn't exist, you've lost nothing.
Okay.
If you believe in God and He don't exist, you've lost nothing.
Okay.
If you don't believe in God and God doesn't exist, you've lost nothing. But if you don't believe in God and He does exist, you got a problem.
Okay. And that's what said. That was said.
Okay,
I'm gonna believe.
Until I got to a space where I had an encounter where the Atlanta thing, where I knew.
You had an encounter with
the true and living. Knew
the one that you prayed.
That was the Jesus, because that was Jesus.
That was the Jesus.
That was the Jesus, the Christ.
Okay.
Because when the situation happened, I remember saying, and I was a new Christian at the time, and if I didn't have the language to pray in the way that they were, and I got scared by the end of it, and I said, God, if you are who they say you are, this is your chance to show me. That's all I had. I was scared to death. I said, God, if you who they say you are, you're gonna have to show me.
Yeah,
this is your time to show me, and He did. And in that moment, I knew. Then I said, okay. But until then, I was leaning on Pascal's wages. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and believe you out here because I ain't got nothing to lose.
You ain't even had no John 3:16.
So I got a question. Would you go on a?
Yeah.
Would you go to a Christian dance club?
Yeah. Would I go to a Christian dance club? I would go to a Christian. I think it is my belief that God is not as sensitive as we make them out to be. As we make God out to be.
Like we go to now.
Yeah.
Like Pastor, what's his name? Mike.
I would go, but it gotta be fun, man. It can't be like I'm not going to no boring. I'm not doing nothing boring.
Mike Jr. just released a whole trap.
I'm good with Mike Jr. song, but that can't be the only song. That can't be the only thing. Like okay, we just had my birthday.
We gonna do.
I don't think we play no Christian.
We gonna do whisper jig with the beat on.
Like it has to be fun. I think that's the challenge all the time. People are looking for something that's relatable. No, I don't need every song to be the beat and all that. You know what I'm saying? They need to be met where they are, but then brought to a higher level. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to be able to see the people that you call Christians or that you look to as Christians, but see, okay, I can relate to them. That's part of the challenge with Christianity is that they see people that are Christians being holier than thou. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Like on the show, we talk about can Christians drink wine. It's like people that are not saved need to see people that are saved in at least in the spaces and places that relate to them. Everybody's walk is not perfect. So while you're trying to hide your imperfections, you are preventing somebody from getting to where you are, which is in Christ Jesus. That's it. Stop trying to be perfect.
I think it's less stuff like that. It's less the whole going to church, being religious. It's less that and more of we teach people with our lives what it is to be a Christian. I teach you with my life, how I treat
as
people.
An example.
Yeah, as an example, how I treat people, not the music I listen to. The music I listen to has nothing to do one way or the other of my faith, my relationship with God, or whether or not I'm a good person or not.
So why you don't want to sit in the building?
Because I don't want to.
Why?
Because I don't like church people.
Why you don't like church
people?
Because
church people are nothing like the Christ that I love.
But that's not the church though.
It's
God.
So how do you handle? What is the best way to handle church hurt?
Right.
When
I figure it out, I'll tell you.
Okay. When
I figured it out, I'm gonna tell you.
Z said on the last show, he said that when you experience any church hurt, people hurt, because it's not just churches, people, leave quickly, leave quietly. And don't share with anyone, because when you get healed and you decide to return, if you do, you have not tarnished or harmed someone else in their walk with God, in their walk with a church. So leave quickly, leave quietly, go heal yourself, and then return.
But the Bible also say mark those who cause division. The Bible say mark them.
I just feel like that's a
mark those who cause division.
Going back to another church,
but they gotta be because some people
the Bible
put
says
yourself in that environment. You know that environment.
Some people.
Let's go.
Some people leave, and they fail, and they make a mistake, and they leave, and they go back. So it's really not a waste of time. They probably just moved in their feelings, right? And then you have some people that really genuinely have a reason to move. They need to move quickly and quietly. Don't tell nobody. Just go with your move. Whoever you have a problem with, address it with them and move on. Because the difference between church hurt and people hurt, church hurt is God. God is the church. He didn't hurt you. It's just the people who was in position hurted you. So why you're giving up? Why you keep putting in your mouth and letting the enemy psych you up that it's church hurt? Because the more the enemy play with your mind, he want to get you away and away and away and away from God, because God is the church. So the more you keep sitting at home, the more you keep sitting at home and laying on that bed, laying on the sofa, and being comfortable on watching it online and not using your gifts, because he gives you a gift. He gives you the anointing. He gives you the power to do things and to change life. So if you're sitting on your sofa on Sundays, how you getting refilled if ever the other 6 days of the week you're pouring out? Who refilling you? Because we have to get away from just I'm working.
I will say this. So I feel as if I use online church more of a tool. So like every morning I go work out at 5 in the morning. I watch a sermon every morning. Even if it's like, it's archived, everything is on there, so I'm gonna watch another sermon. As opposed to a traditional church before COVID, you may be able to only go to church 2 times a week. You got Bible study, you got actual church. So I get what you're saying though, but again,
you're advocating for online church because you're able to access it more easily. You're able to get more work. I understand the need to use the gifts in church.
I get that,
but it's not always available to use it on a Sunday morning. But there are other ways to use it.
But if you're pouring out 6 days a week, you pouring out, who refilling you?
But you can get
where's the covenant?
But
Who's
God-
covering you?
God is the refill.
Why I gotta be?
But church hurt, you if you're saying church hurt,
It's
God
not
is the
necessarily
church hurt, right?
No, God is
so
not
is the
church.
people hurt. So we want
God
to change
is
the
not-
language
God-
that people hurt you.
God is not the church.
Right.
God's not the church. We are the church. The people are the church. The church is simply a building.
Okay.
I don't believe that my relationship with God or the closeness of my relationship with God or the effect that God has on my life is determined or affected whether or not I'm in a church building. I don't go to church, and I am more spiritual than some of the people that damn near live in the church.
Okay.
And they have people who go to church every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and everything else who are just as mean and hateful and evil as they want to be. And as it relates to using my gifts, I use my gifts outside of the church more than I did inside the church anyway.
Okay.
My gifts, my oil go where I go. My oil flows with me. So wherever I go,
That's
I
your
touch
own
people's
thing.
lives outside of the church.
But
I
who
can
was
have
telling you?
God refills me. The time that I spend with God, because what God does for me, man can't do for me no way.
He's saying, how are you ministered to? That's what you're saying? That's
God ministers to me.
God ministered to you.
God ministers
which
to me
method?
through my prayer, through
Through
my
your prayer.
meditation,
So you
through
ain't
my
got no
time with
Through
Him.
your spiritual
Leadership for
discipline.
what?
You died there tomorrow. We gotta go to professionals.
That ain't got nothing to do with that.
Actually, my friend dad owns professional, so please go to professional. But
I think what she's
Father
saying
Johnny,
is, so
but Jarrell could do that.
I think the
Oh, he
church,
is an elder.
Yeah,
I think
Jarrell
the
could
church
do
was
it.
made as like an intermediary, like essentially like a middleman. Like for people who couldn't find God on their own, they didn't have those resources back in that day. Like they may only had a couple Bibles, and those Bibles are only able to be read by certain people. Today's day and age, you have endless Bible. You have a Bible in your hand when you wake up.
Information everywhere.
So it's like the point of church to me felt like it was the point. His point is to make sure that you have a relationship with God. That's really the most important thing.
Right.
That you're praying, you're fasting, you're talking to Him, you're making sure that you're doing the right thing as a person. People today don't feel like they need church to do that.
Because the reason why, because we don't. Everybody don't know how to separate church hurt. That we are the
But I
church.
don't think it's a matter
If it's
of
a baby,
church.
if it's a baby Christian, or somebody don't really understand how to separate that, they look at church hurt that, man, God let me
Okay, so
go.
let me
Let
address this, because for me, my challenge is not church hurt. My thoughts on the church is ultimately that the Black church was a place that was built for Black men to get power, prestige, and money and wealth that they couldn't get in a white man's world. The church used my position on the church right now is that the church used guilt, manipulation, and fear to con people out of their money. We build our churches in poor communities, and we give a turkey, some school supplies, and some Christmas toys away once a year, and we act like it's an even exchange. We build our churches in community to take these people money. We go take these people money and go send our children to private schools and build our houses and gated communities. I'm not in alignment with that. That's why I don't go to church. It has nothing to do with church. That is why I don't go to church.
You gifted, right?
I am.
You're anointed, right?
And I don't believe.
Yeah, elder too,
I
right?
simply
Ain't
don't.
you a dang elder?
Yeah, I am.
Ain't you a dang elder?
I am.
All right,
But
y'all.
I
As we
believe-
wrap up
I
tonight, y'all,
believe-
we want to remind y'all.
I said we.
Yeah.
I said we. I didn't say them. I
Guess
said
what?
we.
We're gonna continue this conversation next
Part-
week.
14 next
Deanna,
week.
Mikhail, what's happening? Thank you for staying with us. She
Yeah.
said that's a good topic. We're gonna
She
continue
got her own
this next week.
podcast. She
We're
have
gonna
her
talk
own
about
podcast.
church. What's a podcast?
Her podcast is called Let's Talk About It. Make
Let's
sure
talk
you
about.
follow
Her
her
birthday
on
was the other day too.
Yep.
That's
Make sure
her
you
birthday.
follow
Happy
her on
birthday.
YouTube. Your Let's
What's that?
Talk About It podcast.
Not all churches. And so I'm gonna end this with saying that if you are in church, it's all about being in a healthy church. You know, not all churches are that. So if you have a healthy church, you have an amazing church. You practice your faith, whether online or in person. Continue to do that, man. God loves all of us in whatever way that is. Remember to follow Vag Pro Health. Use Jocin, Jocin, for 20% off all products. Our winner last week, first person, we had two winners, Carly Hill and Ja Golf. Carly Hill, Ja Golf. Hit us in the DM and we'll send you your gift, as well as thank you to our special guest. We got the Jones Academy for Girls founder here, Andrea Jones.
Follow us.
Follow
Come to
us.
Camp Jag. Follow us on the
Camp
Jones
Jag.
Academy for Girls.
Andrea
Send your
Jones.
donors. If we raise healthy women, we won't have to heal. If we raise healthy little girls, we won't have to heal broken women. Send your donors by us.
All right, then we got on this side, Mr. Jones, Devin Jones, attorney with Fuller and Associates. He dropped in on us. So then we got two amazing guests that we want y'all to go and support, as well as remember to support Balanced Living Podcast. He dropping
Count your
podcasts every week.
blessings. Don't count your complaints.
You know what I'm saying? So we love y'all. We appreciate y'all for joining us here on Official Just Jocin. And we're gonna see y'all next week, next Thursday, same time, same place. You heard me?
Yeah. Look at that boy.